Welcome to Uxbridge Scugog Life. Happy holidays. And those of you who celebrate Christmas, I hope you had wonderful Christmas celebrations, lots of food and drinks and time with family. Have you been getting your New Year's resolutions ready, such as going to the gym? I was actually just at Energy for Life Fitness. Maybe you're going to join someone's yoga classes, the joyfulyogini.ca, joyfulyogini.ca. Anyways, today's show is going to be fabulous. I got to pick the three of my top favorite episodes of 2021. So we're talking to Dan Pollard from 105.5 Hits FM, talking to Johnny Reed, country singer, and we are, who else? Oh, Treetop Eco Adventure Park. It's going to be a great show. Make sure you keep on watching Uxbridge Scugog Life. We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Hi, I'm Constable Darrell Rice, Durham Regional Police Service. Tune into Rogers Cable 10 to watch me on Seniors Talk with DRPS, where we'll talk about all kinds of amazing information and community programs for you, our seniors in Durham Region.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So on June 21st, I had the absolute pleasure of visiting Treetop Eco Adventure Park in Oshawa. And I not only got to try the zip line, I also got to try axe throwing, and it was an absolute blast. So join with me on the show, enjoy this interview as much as I had a blast. Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So with me here is Tyler Richards of Treetop Eco Adventure Park in Oshawa, just 5 minutes from Port Perry. And we are talking about this little kids obstacle event here, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
So what age group is this for?
So this is designed for ages 3 to 6, kind of toddler age.
Tyler, okay, that's amazing. Because I really didn't know that there was anything like this anywhere around Oshawa, even Ontario, for this age group.
We're one of the only ones in Ontario, or I think we're the only one in Ontario that has a toddler course.
That's amazing. Okay, so how does this one work?
So kids just slide on at the beginning, and they go around, complete all the obstacles, get to do a zip line, which most places don't have as well on their kids' courses, and
Cool.
They get to do it as many times as they want in an hour.
Nice. And they're wearing a harness and everything, so you have
full time,
harnesses?
and then parents can walk along with them and help out if they need it.
Nice. Okay, so I understand once the COVID restrictions lifted, you've had a ton of kids through this one course.
We've had quite a lot. We're always busy on the weekends, and we're starting to get there on the weekdays too.
Nice. That's congratulations, by the way. That must feel so good.
Yeah, it's been a big weight lifted off.
Yeah, back in action. You even have a school group here today?
Yeah, we do. First school group in a year and a half.
Nice. Okay, so good. So I see also over here you have a volleyball court.
Yep.
A little beach volleyball. When is that in use?
That's in use. We use it for our summer camps, our birthday parties use it. Sometimes schools use it as well, corporate bookings, team building type things.
Okay, very cool. Okay, so tell me about your birthday parties.
Yep.
Is it for various age groups? Do you even have adult birthday parties here? Or?
We do have adults that come for birthday parties. It's not a specific booking. So for kids course, so our bigger kids course and our youth adult courses, we do offer birthday parties up to age 15.
Okay.
And then for older people, we do have group rates as well.
Okay, that's amazing. Now I also see that you have a wheelchair ramp over there. Do you actually have an obstacle for wheelchairs?
Yeah, so we have the only handicap accessible zip line in Ontario. It's only about 110 feet, but we do offer it for free to people with mobility issues.
Okay, that's great. Okay, you have this massive platform over here, and there is a big rope. So is this one of your main zip lines here?
Yeah, so this is our big zip. It's our longest zip line, 734 feet long, and you can go up to 60 kilometers an hour down it with the right winds.
Oh, wow, with the right winds. What are the wrong winds?
So winds going into your face are going to
Okay,
slow you
okay.
down. Winds at your back are going to speed you up. Or
Okay.
someone like me who's a little bit larger in stature goes a little bit faster.
Okay, what's the average speed you would go on there?
Probably 30 to 40 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
Down it, and like I said, if it's windy, probably a little slower.
Okay, what would you expect today?
Yeah, about 30 to 40. It's kind of blowing at our backs right now, so yeah, you probably go pretty fast on it.
Okay, nice. Now, I understand you would love to put another one of these kids courses in,
Yep.
but wood is pretty expensive these days
Wood
right
is
now.
expensive. We do, we're lucky we have a managed forest here, so we do have a lot of logs that have fallen on the ground. We are able to get some of our own wood, but some specialty things like the round logs and stuff like that, we do have to buy out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you also have to, are the wires and everything that go into this pretty expensive?
The wires are pretty expensive, yeah. They're probably the most expensive part on the courses, aside from the equipment. But then the wires they're really long wires and they cost a lot.
Okay. Now, I understand for this year you got some new harnesses to help with COVID
Yep.
restrictions and stuff. Do you want to tell me about those?
Yeah, so we added new harnesses this year. They're one-piece harnesses, and they're easier to sanitize for our guides. So they only need to use sanitizers. Our old harnesses you had to wash in a big pot of soapy water. These harnesses we just spray with the alcohol sanitizer and sanitizes them nice and quick. The alcohol also dries really quickly, so we can reuse them sooner.
Okay, and how often are you checking those harnesses to make sure that they're in good repair?
Every day. We
Every day?
check them
Wow.
every time we put on someone, and we check them every time they come off.
Okay, and what about the carabiners and all
Yeah,
that?
that's part of our daily checks.
Nice.
So we check them as soon as we put them on them. We make sure they're working. We also have a demo course to double check that they're working as well.
Okay, good. And with the carabiners, how often do you have to replace those?
About every 10 years, so we're halfway through the lifetime now. It's more pieces inside them that wear out. So they're a click-it system. They work with a series of magnets and wires, and they can't come off at the same time. So it's physically
Okay.
impossible to unclip yourself in the trees. And we find that it's the magnets and the hinges that wear out more so than the carabiners themselves.
Okay.
So we do replace them as needed.
So would you say there's any risk involved with doing these courses?
No, not at all.
No, maybe a risk of fear coming
Fear,
up?
yes, yeah. We do get people that don't know they're afraid of heights and get up on the first platform and find out they're afraid of heights.
Wow. Okay, so what happens then?
Yeah.
If they get up on the first one, they're like, I
So-
can't do this.
Our guides are trained to lower them down with a rope if they don't want to go back through the courses. They're able to lower them down safely to the ground, and then we'll take them off on the ground. They can go about the business, watch the rest of the group, or they can head back to the office.
Okay, nice. Now, you had mentioned that parents will stay with kids around here. Can someone come with someone else that is not necessarily going to do the course, but they want to be there as their cheerleader, their
Absolutely,
support?
Yeah. We get a lot of
Okay.
people walking along on the ground, following along, taking pictures and stuff like that of their groups going on in the high ropes courses.
Okay, that's nice. Have there been any injuries here?
Bumps and scrapes,
Okay.
but nothing to write home about.
Okay. Which is the course that you think I'm going to absolutely love?
Our silver course is a really fun one. It's one of our newer courses. We did add 2 new high ropes courses about 3 years ago, and so it's one of our what we call our newer courses. They're not really new anymore, but it is the more fun one to do, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. So we will be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
As the first ever winners of the Epic Mac and Cheese competition hosted by Durham College, we're here to show you how to make the award-winning recipe. Today we decided to use ziti noodles, but you can substitute it for any other type of pasta that can hold the sauce. So in order to make the sauce, you're going to need flour, butter, milk, and a little bit of mustard, and of course the most important ingredient, a little bit of Munster cheese.
So first we're going to saute off some onions and garlic. After that we're going to add the margay sausage. At the very end, we're just going to add the green onions, roasted red pepper, and mushrooms. What makes it spicy is the cayenne pepper and the red pepper flakes.
And now we mix it all together. And lastly, dish up and enjoy, Durham.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So on April 26th, I had a super fun interview with our very own Dan Pollard from 105.5 Hits FM. This guy is a ball of energy, super sexy radio voice as well. So enjoy the interview. Here we go. Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I am so excited for our next guest. I hope you listen to 105.5 Hits FM. If you don't, you should be, because today on the show I have Dan Pollard. And Dan is the morning show host. He's also the general manager. And he grew up in Uxbridge. I did not know that until I was prepping for the show. So cool.
Yeah.
Dan, how are you?
I'm really well. The fun part is when I go into the high school and you speak and you go, by the way, I went to this high school, and they went, what? Because, I mean, my career's taken me all over the place, and the coolest thing is to be able to come back to my hometown to take everything I've learned. You know, I did the Olympics for CBC. I was in Athens for a month. I've done the Pan Am Games. I don't know how many Olympic Games now. Worked at TSN, Sportsnet, but I'm home, and to be able to do media here is the coolest part.
Oh, it's so great. Now, I understand you haven't been on TV for a little while. How is it to have your mug on the screen again?
Yeah, I know. I had to actually shower. But you know what? People out there understand this because of the pandemic too. Oh, I got to shower, you know. Although Zoom calls, I guess, change things around for people because now they're doing that rather than going into work. But yeah, no, it's cool, and that was a transition. The funny thing is, when I went to college, I wanted to get into television first thing, and then I found the magic of radio, where it's theater of the mind, and this is kind of cool. And I went the radio route. My first job was in Lindsay, and I went from there, and I was a 21-year-old at Q107, my second job overall. And I stayed in radio until later on, somebody I went to school with said, there's a job at Global Television. Do you think, I don't know about television. And we went out, did a shoot, and I ended up working at Global Television and The Fan, and then made a transition, and then did both. At CBC, I was in radio and television before I came here.
Oh, wow. Your resume is huge.
Yeah, and I haven't been fired. So, well, downsized.
Better knock on some wood.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I was downsized once. The second time I learned the lesson when I was at the NHL Network is Gary Bettman's a very powerful person, and you really should be careful when you're interviewing him because he's a very powerful person. So I'll leave it at that, just to say I learned my lesson.
Okay. Well, maybe after the taping of this, you can give me a little bit more dirt. So what would you say is the most fun about your job right now at the radio station? What do you love?
It is that fact that I'm back home. And you can have a real effect when there's a charity, when there's an event, and you can say something to someone, and all of a sudden the crowd grows because people, we heard it on the radio, and they came out to see the event, and you've helped that charity because you're grassroots, you're right on the ground, as opposed to some of the bigger organizations where you're helping out a lot of people, but you don't necessarily know them either. So, you know you're helping out a family or someone you might know or have gone to school with. That's the coolest part for me, and that's the most exciting in getting up in the morning. And honestly, it provides me with, and you understand this because you understand energies. This gives me the positive energy. When you get up in the morning and you're looking at your toes, and then you go, oh yeah, I'm going to go on the radio.
Yeah.
Boom. And to be able to do that and entertain people locally is the coolest.
It's the best. It is the best. Okay, what is your fondest memory of being a teen in Uxbridge?
I said this to somebody I was driving the other day. I went, I know that side road. I know that farmer's field, because everybody knew everybody. And the thing is, when I was growing up, yes, we did like to have fun, but it was respectful fun. It wasn't any damage or anything like that. But we knew farmers fields where you could drive through the corn and things like that. And friends who were full-time farmers. And I remember in going to school at Seneca College, and people, I talk about a friend who's a farmer, and they say, yeah, well, what else do they do? No, they're a farmer. They didn't get that because they were from the city. And I said, that's how we grew up. And everybody kind of knew each other. My mom was the treasurer or president of the fair board for 15 to 17 years.
Oh.
I grew up as a kid. The fair started not on Friday. Fair started for me on Tuesday when all the equipment pulled in. And I went out and helped put in the stakes and put up the fencing and those kinds of things.
Oh.
So those are the memories I remember. And now to see my kids be friends with guys and women and men that I went to school with.
That is wild. Okay, we don't have a lot of time left, but would you mind telling me what are your 3 favorite things about Uxbridge and Scugog?
Oh, well, number one by far is just the ability to get out there with the charities and is volunteering. I hope that is something that never gets lost because it's huge in Uxbridge, and you see people rally when there's situations where people need help. Then that's and that maybe that's 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, that's great. Dan, I wish we had more time. It's been so fantastic having you on the show. I could talk to you all day. Actually, I want to listen to you all day, which I can. Pretty
yes,
much.
you can. Yes. Well, it's great having been had. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, we'll have to have you on the show again sometime. Thank you so much. We will be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Hey, I'm Chef Corey Dern, host of a show on Rogers TV Georgina called Cooking with Corey. Join me bi-weekly for brand new episodes where I teach you not only what to cook, but how to cook. On this show, we have cooked almost everything. Things like Japanese udon noodles with tofu, chicken on the rocks, zucchini fritters, and even grilled cheese. There's only one thing missing, and that's smell-o-vision. That's Cooking with Corey, right here on Rogers TV Georgina.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So on November the 29th, I had the awesome pleasure of interviewing multi-platinum Juno award-winning country singer Johnny Reid. So you'll get a taste in this interview of his amazing charisma. You'll also hear that sexy voice. That sexy Scottish voice. I can't give that beautiful Scottish accent any type of justice there. You'll just have to watch the interview to get a taste of it. Here he is, Johnny Reid. Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So you've been waiting. You've been waiting for this. I have with me multi-Juno Award winner, Johnny Reid, who is right here ready for this fabulous interview. I feel like I'm getting a little verklempt. I'm blushing. Johnny, thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And my dog is super excited too. I don't know if you noticed that tail just back and forth, back and forth.
It's unbelievable. He's beautiful.
Yeah, he is a sweetie. But you know what? This interview is definitely not about this guy. It's about you and the exciting announcement that you just made. So you are doing a huge tour. You have over 100 shows booked.
Yeah, you know, Jackie, it's one of these things. I feel through this whole pandemic, we just became so disconnected. You know, we were lucky because we were able to connect through social media, but just on a human level, just felt somewhat disconnected. And the greatest thing I can give is time. I really wanted to sort of just give back a wee bit of time and get reconnected with all the people across the country that have given me so much of their time and love through the years. So we're looking forward to taking this intimate evening with across the country for me to sit down and play my guitar and tell a few stories and sing a few songs and just get to spend a wee bit of good time, good fun with people. So very much looking forward to it.
Nice. I love it. So you're not only doing cities, but you're doing small towns across Canada, right?
Yeah, we kind of got on social media and I said, hey, look, I just got a new album, just released my 11th studio album. I posed the question of, if you were to come and see me anywhere, where would it be? And we got big venues, hockey arenas, all the way down to local barber shops, So we took a look at everything and we tried to piece it together. And we just announced the tour the other day. So big cities, small towns, and everything in between. Just a great chance to go see people in their own backyard.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so your very first show was in London, Ontario, and it is February the 10th, and then you're going to be in Oshawa, February 11th. Yes,
I love, there would be no tour without a stop in Durham County and Oshawa and Aja and all the places. Every time I come through there, I've played the arena in there. So having a chance to go into a smaller venue and being very close to people and being able to have that sort of intimacy that sometimes you don't get in the bigger rooms. So looking forward to coming to Oshawa.
Nice. Okay, so this new album that you're touring is Summer Loves Someone. Now, what is your favorite song on this album?
Wow, good question. They're all so different. They're all it's like asking somebody, what child they love the most. They all come from. They're all sort of reflections of things that I've been through, at this time in my life. But if there was one song on there that really spoke to me, it would be a song called "Beautiful You." I wrote that song many moons ago when my daughter, who's my youngest, when she was born. And I sort of just kept it in a drawer, and my wife kept saying to me, when are you putting "Beautiful You" on a record? You need to record that song. When are you going to put it on a record? And I just never had the right record for it. It just never felt like the right song. It was just maybe a wee bit too personal, and I really wanted to do an acoustic type approach. So this record was the perfect record to record "Beautiful You." So I would say that, when I'm listening to the album, that's probably one of my favorites.
Nice, beautiful. So, are you going to Newfoundland again on this tour?
Yes, I always go to Newfoundland. A lot of people, when I make a tour announcement and I say I'm touring Canada, I mean Canada. I mean everywhere. Coast to coast. So Newfoundland has always been one of my favourite places in the world, and some of the greatest people out there. Some great stories and great fun, and so I always make sure that I get a chance to go to Newfoundland. And this tour will be very special because I'm going to get a chance to go to parts of Newfoundland that I've never really been before. I've never been to Gander. I've flown through Gander, but I've never been there. So a chance to go up to these type of places, again, and just go to the people, right? And not ask the people to come to me,
Yeah, I love that. Because I was on YouTube last night and I was watching some of your songs and listening. And I saw one of the songs you recorded when you were on tour in Newfoundland. And it was just a total fun bar song, like a Kaylee. It was just a total blast. I was like, oh, I wish I was at that concert. That would have been so fun.
The last time I was in Newfoundland, I was in a hotel, and the guy for the front, there was a whole bunch of people outside my door banging on my door. So I phoned the front desk and I said, hey, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've got a bunch of people banging on my door. And he goes, oh, good, Johnny. They found you. They're looking for an autograph. So every time I go to Newfoundland, crazy stuff happens, and we love that part of the world and the East Coast, and Ontario, Northern Ontario, you know, out in the prairies, BC. It's the most beautiful world in the country, you know, beautiful country in the world, and I've had the great fortune of seeing every part of it. So very much looking forward to spending 6 months to go take my music to the people, you know.
Yeah, well, you're going to have a blast. Like, this tour feels so great. It's perfect timing. People need your energy, your love, your passion. So,
well,
John,
I need them. You know,
yeah.
This is the greatest thing we can do is identify our gift and give it away. So I'm very much looking forward to all the moments that lay ahead.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for all that you do. Keep on spreading your light, Johnny. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Hi, I'm Sean Lackey, and this is Sold with Sean Lackey. You should check us out if you want to find out what's going on in the world of real estate. We'll have all sorts of guests to keep you in the loop on what's going on in this wonderful world.
I'm Deborah Hutchison, host of Talk Politics. Each week we speak one-on-one with your elected officials at all levels of government about the issues that affect us all. Keep informed. That's Talk Politics each week right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So that is a wrap for this holiday show, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your holidays, and whatever you have planned for New Year's Eve, make sure if you are going to have anything to drink, or maybe, hey, if you do cannabis, please do not drive. Make sure you have that DD, that designated driver. Stay safe. And what are you wanting to manifest for 2022? You can start thinking about that now. You know, for me, I want to manifest more balance, more abundance, and more play in my life. So start thinking about that now, because you truly do create your reality. And one thing you might want to have on that list is making sure that you watch a whole lot more of Uxbridge Scugog Life. And if you want to be on our show, email us, uxbridgescugoglife@rci.rogers.com. We'll see you next week.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
Your visit isn't really necessary.
I'll judge for myself.
I know you're an MP, Miss McPhail, but a woman has never...
I am not leaving till I do. How can such a society be called civilized? If those appalling conditions don't change, that prison will explode!